Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already behind? Like you had a plan to finally get things right, but here you are again, stuck in the same routines, doing the same things, and chasing approval from people who barely even notice. You hate it, this feeling of falling short, not just of what others expect, but of what you expect from yourself. And there's this fear, isn't there? That no matter what you do, you'll never really break out of this. Never become the person you always thought that you could be. So you distract yourself, scrolling, making excuses, convincing yourself that tomorrow will be different. But deep down, you know that if nothing changes, a year from now, you'll still be here, just older and more disappointed in yourself. Here's the truth. If you keep letting other people's opinion and your own doubts control you, you'll stay exactly where you are. So maybe it's time to disappear. Not from the world, but from this version of you that's stuck, fearful, and living small. So give yourself 30 days to disconnect from the noise and go all in on becoming the person you know you're meant to be. Stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to break down the exact steps to disappear the right way. We'll talk about how to cut off distraction, silence doubts, and transform in the shadows. So when you reemerge, you're not just different, you're someone even you'll be proud of. And if you're serious about this, you can't afford to miss these key steps. Disappearing isn't about isolation. It's about silently working on yourself while the world remains distracted. It's about distancing yourself from what's familiar and stepping into the unknown, where growth actually happens. Because if you keep staying in the same circle, doing the same things, how can you expect it to change? The disappearance. Why and how to disappear. First up, shut your mouth. Yep, you heard that right. Your mouth betrays you more than you realize. We've all got that friend who spills every plan to everyone they know. And guess what happens? Nothing. Silence is your weapon. Become unavailable. People can't drag you down if they don't know what you're up to. Let me tell you a quick story. Imagine John. He's got big dreams, but he's too busy sharing them with every person who'll listen. And while he's yapping, others are out there grinding quietly. 6 months later, John is still talking, but his friend who stayed quiet, they're miles ahead. Don't be like John. Cut the noise and reprogram your mind. Disappearing also means reprogramming your mind to stop caring what everyone thinks. Most people don't care, but you act like their opinions are gold. Listen closely. The more you seek validation, the more control you hand over. Imagine creating a new version of yourself, a version that only seeks validation from one person, and that's the future you. Every time you find yourself worrying about others' opinions, ask yourself this: would future me be proud of this decision? Obsess over what your future self thinks, because that's the only opinion that matters. The shadow work. What to do in disappearance mode. Keep your plans and progress hidden. Alright, so you've gone silent. You've tuned out the noise. Now it's time for the real work. Here's the golden rule. Keep your plans to yourself. You're going to be tempted to share your excitement, but don't. Think of it like this. Every time you reveal your plans, you're leaking fuel from your rocket. Save that fuel for takeoff. Keep your ambitions close to your chest, like they're passwords to a treasure you can't afford to lose. Train in silence. Win in public. Progress is going to come if you commit to the process. But don't flaunt it. You're building an empire in the dark. Don't shine a spotlight on it too soon. This isn't about showing off. It's about keeping your focus intact and avoiding distractions. Daniel here, He started to train like a beast in the gym. He's dropping weight, building muscle, and he's dying to show off. But he keeps it low-key. Months later, he shows up to a gathering and his friends barely recognize him. That's the shock factor of working in silence. Embrace the pain and push forward. When you're deep in the process, there's going to be blood, sweat, and tears. You're going to hit rock bottom. You'll feel like crying, and you probably will, and that is fine. But don't vent your pain for sympathy points. Scream into the wind, wipe your own tears, and patch up your wounds quietly. Imagine you're trying to hit a financial goal, savings, investments, whatever. You're grinding hard and suddenly an emergency wipes out half your savings. The natural urge is to complain, seek comfort, or just vent your frustrations. But this journey isn't about finding pity. It's about building resilience. Your pain is your strength. Embrace it. Let it fuel your progress. Transformation. How to reemerge powerfully. Set your targets with precision. To transform yourself, you need to have clear targets. I mean specific. If you want to build a business, know the exact numbers that you're aiming for. If it's fitness, have clear metrics. Becoming successful or getting in shape isn't good enough. You need concrete goals. Write down your targets and place them where you can actually see them daily. But remember, these targets are for your eyes only. They're your roadmap, not a display piece. Align your life with your goals. Once you've set your targets, it's time to revolve your life around them. You can't expect to reach a new destination while taking old routes. If your goal is to get fit, move closer to a gym if you need to. If you're building a business, schedule your days around the activities that push you closer to success. Make every decision you make intentional. Think of athletes who relocate to train at high-altitude places because it aligns with their goals. Their entire lifestyle revolves around maximizing their potential. You should aim to do the same with whatever you're working towards. To succeed in the shadows, you need to love the grind. Shift your mindset from craving attention to embracing solitude. This won't happen overnight, but with repetition, you start enjoying the satisfaction of crushing it in silence. Think about how strange it feels to go from sharing every success to quietly working. But as you progress, you realize you don't need validation anymore. Your work, your progress, and your transformation become the reward. So remember, disappearing isn't about running away. It's about creating the space to reinvent yourself without distractions. So shut your mouth, embrace the shadows, and focus on building the version of yourself you've always wanted to become. When you're ready to reappear, stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable than ever, reappear. Now here's your mission. For the next 30 days, commit to disappearing. Go silent, stop sharing every move, and put in the work quietly. Document your progress privately and focus on your growth. And if you're serious about making this transformation, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe for more strategies to crush your goals. I'll see you on the other side.